Namaste friends and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a location on the world map that is literally a game changer for India's future. It is not just a port, it is India's golden gateway to a whole new world of trade and strategy. I'm talking about the Chabahar port in Iran. You might have heard about a historic 10-year deal India signed recently, or maybe you heard about US sanctions, but today we will connect all the dots. We will understand why this port is worth billions of dollars to us, how it helps us bypass our difficult neighbor Pakistan, and how it is our answer to China. So grab your chai and let's dive deep into the story of Chabahar. First, let us look at the geography, because geography is destiny. Chabahar is a deep-water port located in the Sistan-Baluchistan province of southeastern Iran, right on the Gulf of Oman. It is the only oceanic port Iran has, which means it has direct access to the ocean without going through the narrow and crowded Strait of Hormuz. Now look at the distance. It is just about 550 nautical miles from our Kandla port in Gujarat. This proximity is what makes it so special for us. Now, why is India so obsessed with this port? The answer lies in one major problem: Pakistan. Historically, if India wanted to send goods to Afghanistan or Central Asia, the land route through Pakistan was the most logical choice. But as we know, Pakistan denies us overland transit rights. They simply do not allow Indian trucks to pass through to Afghanistan. This blockage has hurt our trade potential for decades, so India decided to find a way around the blockage. We realized that if we cannot go through Pakistan, we will go around it. We ship our goods from Mumbai or Kandla to Chabahar in Iran, and from there, the goods travel by road and rail into Afghanistan and further up to Central Asia. This effectively breaks the overland connectivity veto that Pakistan held over us for so long. This journey started a long time ago. The idea was first conceived way back in 2003 when Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee visited Iran. But because of various geopolitical issues and Western sanctions on Iran, things moved slowly. Fast forward to May 2016, Prime Minister Narendra Modi signed a historic trilateral agreement with Iran and Afghanistan to develop this transit corridor. And recently, in a massive development in May 2024, India and Iran signed a long-term 10-year contract. This deal allows an Indian company, India Ports Global Limited or IPGL, to fully operate the Shahid Beheshti terminal of the port. India has committed to investing about $120 million in equipping the port and offered a credit window of $250 million for infrastructure. This is huge because it is the first time India is operating a port overseas. But friends, Chabahar is not just about Afghanistan. It is about something much bigger called the INSTC, the International North-South Transport Corridor. Imagine a giant network of ships, rail and roads that connects India to Russia and Europe via Iran and Central Asia. Currently, if we want to send goods to Russia or Europe, we use the Suez Canal route, which is long and expensive. The INSTC route through Chabahar is estimated to be 40% shorter and 30% cheaper than the Suez Canal route. So Chabahar is basically the entry point for India into this massive trade network that links us to energy-rich regions like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. Now let's talk about the spicy geopolitical angle: China. You see, just about 72 kilometers away from Chabahar, there is another port called Gwadar in Pakistan. Gwadar is being built and operated by China as part of their massive China-Pakistan Economic Corridor or CPEC. China is building a string of pearls, a network of ports to surround India in the Indian Ocean. By developing Chabahar, India is creating its own strategic presence right next door to China's project. It serves as a counterweight. It allows our navy and merchant ships to have a strong foothold in the region, monitoring the activities in the Arabian Sea. It's a classic move of what experts call the necklace of diamonds strategy to counter China. However, the road to Chabahar has not been smooth. The biggest hurdle has been the United States and its sanctions on Iran. The US has had a very tough stance on Iran due to nuclear issues. Every time India wants to invest in Iran, there is a fear of American sanctions hitting Indian companies. But here's the interesting part. India engaged in heavy diplomacy and managed to get a carve-out or a waiver from the US. Why? Because the US also wanted Afghanistan to develop and not be totally dependent on Pakistan. They realized that Chabahar is vital for humanitarian aid to reach the Afghan people. In fact, India has used this port to send 75,000 tons of wheat and vital medicines to Afghanistan during crises. Recently, despite the US threatening that doing business with Iran carries a potential risk, India secured a waiver in late 2025, allowing operations to continue until at least April 2026. This shows India's strategic autonomy. We will do what is best for our national interest while balancing ties with both the US and Iran. Let us also look at the Central Asian republics. Countries like Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan are double landlocked. They have no access to the sea. They are desperate to trade with India, which is a huge market for their energy and minerals. For them, Chabahar is their gateway to the Indian Ocean. India has been hosting summits and telling these nations, hey, use Chabahar, it's open for business. We're even building a railway line from Chabahar to Zahedan near the Afghan border to make movement even faster. Although there were some hiccups where Iran said they would build the rail line alone due to funding delays, India is still very much part of the broader connectivity vision. There is also a humanitarian angle that we should be proud of. During the COVID-19 pandemic and the locust attacks, India used this port to send aid. Even now, with the Taliban in power in Afghanistan, India is using this route to send wheat and supplies because we stand with the people of Afghanistan. The Taliban themselves have supported the project because they need the trade revenue. So what is the future? The government wants to integrate Chabahar with the INSTC to reach Russia and Northern Europe. With the Suez Canal facing issues like blockages or attacks by rebels in the Red Sea, having an alternative route like Chabahar INSTC makes our supply chains resilient. It reduces our vulnerability. Also, India is looking at this port to import fertilizers and other resources directly, saving logistics costs. In conclusion, Chabahar is not just a port made of concrete and steel. It is a symbol of India's rising global ambition. It is our answer to being boxed in by Pakistan. It is our handshake with Central Asia and Russia. And it is our strategic checkmate to China's Gwadar. Despite the sanctions, the diplomatic tightrope walking, and the volatile region, India has stayed the course for over 20 years to make this happen. As our shipping minister Sonowal ji said, this port is a transit hub that will boost trade and bring us closer to the world. So the next time you see a map, look for that small dot in Iran called Chabahar and remember, that is India's door to the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this deep dive into India's geopolitics, smash that like button and subscribe for more such enthusiastic updates. Jai Hind.